Hello and welcome to another lesson. Today's lesson, an elementary review of the English tense aspect system, commonly known as the 12 English tenses. I am your author and speaker, Alexis Clark. Let's begin with a quick review on subject verb agreement, verb forms, and a little morphology. Okay, beginning with subject verb agreement. The complete lesson is available on the AC Visions YouTube channel. We're just going to do a quick refresher on the importance of subject agreeing with verb in a sentence. The subject is the noun, pronoun, or noun phrase. It is the who or what we're talking about in a sentence. A verb is an action word or a state of being. It describes the subject, what it's doing, or the state of being of the subject. The subject and the verb must agree in a sentence. They have to agree on 3 points. The subject and the verb must agree in person, number, and tense. The person refers to the point of view of the reader. Number refers to singular or plural. Tense is when the action is happening, or by extension, how the action is happening over time. We're talking past, present, or future. The subject and the verb must agree in person, number, and tense. Now, a predicate includes the verb plus additional information about the subject. Now, a quick review on verb and verb forms. Again, a verb is an action word, an occurrence, or a state of being. A state of being or to be verbs link, keyword link, the subject and additional information about the subject, not to be confused with a predicate. To be verbs link, they tell the state of being of the subject and connects the subject with additional information about the subject. Linking verbs are also called copular verbs. Some examples of copular verbs in the present tense: am, as in I am; are, as in you are; is, as in he is, she is, it is. And infinitive is the word to followed by the base form of a verb. For example, to walk, to talk, to love. These are all examples of infinitive verbs. It's simply the word to followed by the base form of the verb. To conjugate means to change the base form of a verb to agree with the subject in person, number, and tense. Remember, for the subject and the verb to agree in a sentence, they must agree in person, number, and tense. When we change the base form of a verb, we conjugate the word. We change the form so that it can agree in person, number, and tense. The key to conjugating regular English verbs is affixes. Some irregular verbs cannot be modified or change forms simply by adding a prefix or a suffix. That's why they are irregular verbs. They do not follow the same regular rules to conjugating. In this lesson, we're going to use regular verbs, and a few regular verbs include, words like walk, talk, love. Those are all examples of regular verbs we're going to be conjugating in this lesson. Okay. Affixes are morphemes. They are morphemes that attach to the verb before or after to modify the base word, to change. It doesn't change the meaning, they just simply modify. Okay. Now, there are two examples of affixes. There are derivational and inflectional. A derivational affix does change the meaning, or a derivational affix can create a new word from the base form of a word. An inflectional affix modifies the word. It does not change the meaning. It just simply modifies. And that's what we're going to be using in this lesson. We're going to be using inflectional affixes to modify our verbs to agree in person, number, and tense. That's the goal. Now, a present participle. A present participle is simply the base form of a verb plus an ing suffix. Example, here we have the base form of the infinitive to walk, walk. We're going to add the ing suffix, and we have now changed the form of this base verb into the present participle walking. Okay, walking, which of course is the modified form of our base verb. Similar to the present participle, we have past participle. A past participle is the base form of a regular verb plus an ed suffix. Example, the base form of the infinitive to walk, walk, plus an ed suffix, walked. Okay, we have modified the base form of the verb into the past participle, walked. All right, that's our review. Let's get into the English tense aspect system. The first part of the tense aspect system is tense. Tense is when an action takes place, when the action occurs. Okay, there are three main tenses: past, present, future. Okay. The second part of the English tense aspect system, aspect. Aspect is how an action takes place over time. There are four: simple, continuous, also known as progressive, perfect, and perfect continuous, also called perfect progressive. All right. There are 12 tense aspect combinations. The simple aspect, okay, in this column, the simple aspect combinations are read by stating the aspect first. This is the aspect, okay, simple aspect. When you read these combinations, you're going to read the aspect first, followed by the tense. Here's our first: simple past. Next, simple present. Okay. Our third in this column, simple future. Okay. That is the simple aspect. The remaining combinations are read with the tense first, then the aspect. The first, past continuous, also called past progressive. Present continuous, also called present progressive. Future continuous, also called future progressive. past perfect, present perfect, future perfect, and our last column, past perfect continuous, also called past perfect progressive. This column is going to be a mouthful when we get there, but hang on tight. Present perfect continuous, also called present perfect progressive. And lastly, future perfect continuous, also called future perfect progressive. This is going to be so much fun. Here we have the big picture map of the 12 English tense aspect system and their combinations. Let's dive in and learn more about each combination, beginning with the first, simple past. The simple past aspect, or excuse me, the simple aspect is also called zero aspect. Okay, zero is our key to understanding the simple aspect. The simple aspect are actions that are complete wholes, meaning they simply happen. It's a whole action. They are not ongoing and there is no potential for change. It's a complete whole. The simple past, keyword past, they state facts. These are actions that are isolated in the past. These are actions that are isolated in nature. It happened. It's completed and they're not ongoing. There's no potential for change. The simple past is conjugated using a past participle. A past participle is the base form of a word plus an ed suffix. Some regular verbs only need a d or a t suffix. We're going to use the ed suffix with our regular verbs in this lesson. And these are all examples of inflectional affixes that are, we're just simply going to modify the regular verb to agree in the simple past. They do not change the meaning, they just simply modify the word. Okay? Again, the goal is to agree for the verb and the subject to agree in person, number, and tense. Here we have an infinitive, to walk. Okay, the infinitive is just simply the word to plus the base form of a verb. To conjugate this regular verb, we're just going to drop the to. Okay, and here we have the base form of our verb. To conjugate the verb to agree with a subject in person, number, and tense, we're going to add the inflectional ed affix. And that's going to modify this regular verb. The ed suffix conjugates this regular verb to the simple past tense, walked. Okay, here we have a sentence, and we're going to use the third person singular pronoun he, and it agrees with the verb walked. He walked to work. This sentence expresses an action that is complete and factually stated. It is not ongoing and there is no potential for change. Next up, simple present. The simple aspect, also called zero aspect, zero is our key to understanding simple aspects. The simple aspect, they are actions that are complete wholes, meaning they simply happen. It is not ongoing and there is no potential for change. It's a complete whole. Similar to the simple past, the simple present also states facts. Our key word here is present. The simple present describes actions happening now. When a regular verb is conjugated in the simple present, it remains in its base form. And here's an exception: the third person singular. To modify the verb to agree in the third person singular, we're going to need a suffix. The suffix s or es is used to conjugate in the third person singular. Okay. Here we have an infinitive, to walk. To conjugate this regular verb, we're going to drop the to. And here we have the base form of the verb, and that's all we need to agree in the simple present. Okay, here's an example of a sentence using the first person pronoun I. I agrees with the base form of the regular verb walk. It agrees in person, number, and tense. I walk to work. Now, to conjugate the verb in the third person singular, let's use the third person singular pronoun he. We're going to need an inflectional affix, okay, to modify our verb to agree in the simple present using the third person singular pronoun. Okay, we're just going to add the suffix s. The s modifies this regular verb in the simple present using the third person singular pronoun. Okay, he walks to work. In this sentence, the action is complete and factually stated. It is not ongoing, and there is no potential for change. Next, the simple future. The simple aspect, also called zero aspect, zero is our key to understanding the simple aspect. The simple aspect are actions that are complete wholes, meaning they simply happen. It's a whole action. There is no potential for change, and it is not ongoing. It's a complete whole. In English, there are no morphemes we can affix to a verb to modify the verb to agree in the future. Okay, there is no future tense. However, we know that a morpheme is the smallest part of a word that has meaning. For more information, revisit the morphology video on the AC Vision's YouTube page. We know that a morpheme is the smallest part of a word that has meaning. Inflectional affixes are morphemes that modify words. Okay? We cannot modify or conjugate a verb to agree in the future tense like we would the past or the present. For all future tense aspect combinations, a helping verb is going to be used. We're going to need the helping verb will, and the helping verb will is used with the base form of a regular verb to agree in the future tense. Okay, the word will is a helping verb, and it's also called an auxiliary verb or a modal verb. It's a verb that helps communicate future tense intention. The simple future, it still expresses factual events. It still expresses factual information as much as we are able to. We can't know for sure what will happen in the future, but we can express future actions by including the helping verb will. Here we have an infinitive, to walk. To conjugate this regular verb, simply drop the to, and we're left with the base form of our verb, walk. Okay, we're going to add the helping verb will to communicate future intentions. Okay, here's a sentence using the subject pronoun I, the first person singular pronoun I. I will walk to work. The subject agrees with the verb in person, number, and tense. I will walk to work. Here's another example using the third person singular. Amber is our substitute for the third person singular she. Okay. Amber is our subject. Amber will cook. The subject agrees with the verb in person, number, and simple future tense. As a reminder, only the simple aspect combinations are read stating the aspect first, and then the tense. Okay, so we have simple past, simple present, and simple future. For the remaining combinations, we read the tense first and then the aspect. Okay, our next combination, past continuous, also called past progressive. The past continuous aspect, also called past progressive, okay, the continuous aspect is imperfective. It is incomplete, ongoing, or habitual. The past continuous is an action, and the key word is past, okay? The past continuous is an action in progress. It is ongoing to a specific point in the past. It's an action in progress at a specific point in the past. Combine the past form copular to be verb with a present participle to conjugate the past continuous. A present participle is the base form of a regular verb plus an ing ending. Okay. Now, let's start with a subject. The subject, I. Next, the past form copular verb, okay, that agrees with our first person singular pronoun, was the past form of the copular verb. So the present would be I am, but we're talking about the past. So we're going to use the past form of the copular verb that agrees with I. I was. Okay. And next, the base form of the infinitive to walk, walk, plus an ing ending. Okay. Here's another example using the second person pronoun you. The past form copular verb that agrees with the second person pronoun, okay, were, plus our base verb, walk. Okay, we're going to modify the form to agree with the present participle, ing ending, and here we have it. You were walking. Both of these sentences agree. The subject and the verb agrees in the past continuous. The next English tense aspect combination, present continuous, also called present progressive. The present continuous aspect, also called present progressive. The continuous aspect is imperfective. It is incomplete, it is ongoing, or habitual in nature. The present continuous is an action in progress. Keyword present. Combine the present form copular to be verb with a present participle to conjugate the present continuous. A present participle is the base form of a regular verb plus an ing ending. Okay, so here we have it. Our formula is set up. Our first sentence using the first person singular pronoun I, the present form copular verb that agrees with the first person singular pronoun am, the base form of the infinitive to walk, walk, plus the ing ending to match the present participle. Okay? Another example using the second person pronoun you, the present form copular verb that agrees with the second person singular pronoun are, the base form of the infinitive to walk, walk, plus an ing ending to meet the present participle. You are walking. The next English tense aspect combination, future continuous, also called future progressive. The future continuous aspect, also called future progressive. The continuous aspect is imperfective. It is incomplete, ongoing, or habitual. The future continuous, keyword future, these are actions that will be in progress at a specific point in the future. We're going to need a helping verb. The helping verb will. It's going to help us to conjugate future intentions. Okay? Let's build our formula for future continuous using our helping verb. We're going to combine our helping verb, okay, a future form copular to be verb, the base form of the regular verb with a present participle. Here is a sentence using the subject I, a first person singular pronoun. Okay, the helping verb will. Will communicates future intention. The future form copular verb that agrees with our first person singular pronoun, be, okay? The present participle of our verb, we're just going to take our infinitive, drop the to, and we're left with walk. That's the base form of our verb. Okay, and then we're going to add an ing ending to meet the present participle requirement. I will be walking. In this sentence, the subject agrees in person, number, and tense. Another example in the third person plural, they, add the helping verb will, the future form copular verb be, that agrees in the third person plural, our base verb plus an ing ending to meet that present participle, walking. They will be walking. Okay, both of these sentences, the subject and the verb agree in person, number, and tense. The next English tense aspect combination, past perfect. Past perfect. The perfect aspect is an action completed before another action in time. The past perfect, keyword past, is an action that was completed before another action in the past. To conjugate the past perfect, we're going to use the helping verb have. Combine the past form of our helping verb and the past participle to conjugate the past perfect. Here is a sentence using the first person pronoun I. The past form of the helping verb had, The base form of the infinitive to walk, walk, with an ed ending to meet that past participle requirement. Okay, and here we have a sentence. I had walked to school. Another example using first person plural pronoun we, the past form of our helping verb, had, the past participle of the infinitive to talk, talked. We had talked yesterday. Both of these sentences, the subject agrees with the verb in person, number, and tense. The next English tense aspect combination, present perfect. Present perfect. The perfect aspect, an action completed before another action in time. The present perfect, keyword present, an action that began and completed prior to a present action. To conjugate the present perfect, we're going to use the helping verb have. Okay. Combine the present form helping verb and the past participle to conjugate the present perfect. Okay. Here is a sentence using the first person pronoun I, the present form of the helping verb, have, the base form of the infinitive to walk, with an ed ending. I have walked to school before. Another example using the third person singular, she. The present form of have that agrees with the third person singular, this is an exception to the rules, has, that is the present form in the third person singular. Okay, and the past participle of our infinitive to talk, talk, with an ed ending. Okay, she has talked with us before. The next English tense aspect combination, future perfect. The future perfect. The perfect aspect is an action completed before another action in time. The future perfect is an action that will be completed prior to a future action. To conjugate the future perfect, we're going to use two helping verbs, will and have together, will have. Combine the future form of the helping verb to communicate future intention, followed by the past participle to conjugate future perfect. Okay? Here is a sentence using the first person pronoun I, the helping verb will, have. Okay? The helping verb will and the present form of the helping verb have. The base form of the infinitive to walk with an ed ending. I will have walked 5 miles to school. Another example using the third person plural they. The helping verb will for future intention. The present form of the helping verb have. the base form of the infinitive to play with an ed ending. They will have played for 5 hours. The next English tense aspect combination, past perfect continuous, also called past perfect progressive. The past perfect continuous, also called past perfect progressive. The perfect continuous aspect are actions that start prior to another action and continue until a specific time. The past perfect continuous is an action that started in the past. It is ongoing until a specific time in the past. Keyword past, okay? An action that started in the past and is ongoing until a specific time in the past. To conjugate the past perfect continuous, we're going to need a couple helping verbs, okay? Have and be. Combine the past form of the helping verb have, the past form of the helping verb be, and the present participle of our regular main verb to conjugate the past perfect continuous. Here we have a sentence using the first person singular pronoun I. The past form of the helping verb have, had. The past form of the helping verb be, been. The base form of the infinitive to walk, with an ing ending to meet that present participle. Okay? I had been walking to school. Another example using the first person plural, we. The past form of the helping verb have, had. The past form of the helping verb be, been. The base form of the infinitive to talk, with an ing ending. We had been talking for hours. The next English tense aspect combination, present perfect continuous, also called present perfect progressive. The present perfect continuous, also called present perfect progressive. The perfect continuous are actions that start prior to another action and continue until a specific time. The present perfect continuous, okay, these are actions that started in the past. They are ongoing until a specific time in the present. Okay, we're going to need some helping verbs to conjugate the present perfect continuous. Combine the present form of our helping verb have, the past form of the helping verb be, and the present participle of our regular main verb to conjugate the present perfect continuous. Here is a sentence using the first person singular pronoun I. The present form of the helping verb have. The past form of the helping verb be, been. The base form of the infinitive to walk, with an ing ending to meet that present participle. Okay. And here we have a sentence. I have been walking to school. Another example using the third person singular she. Here we have an exception in the third person singular. We're going to use the present form of the helping verb that agrees in the third person, has. Okay, third person singular, has. The past form of the helping verb be, been. The base form of the infinitive to talk with an ing ending. She has been talking for hours. We made it to our 12th English tense aspect combination. Let's finish strong with the future perfect continuous, also called future perfect progressive. The future perfect continuous, also called future perfect progressive. The perfect continuous, these are actions that start prior to another action and continue until a specific time. The future perfect continuous, keyword future, these are actions that started in the present. They are ongoing until a future time. Okay? An action that started in the present and ongoing until a specific time in the future. To conjugate the future perfect continuous, we need 3 helping verbs. The helping verb will, have, and be. The combination of the helping verb will to communicate future intention, the present form of the helping verb have, the past form of the helping verb be, and the present participle of our regular main verb. That's how we're going to conjugate the future perfect continuous. Here's a sentence using the first person singular pronoun I, the helping verb will, okay, to conjugate future intention, and the present form of the helping verb have, will have. The past form of the helping verb be, been. The base form of the infinitive to study, study, with an ing ending to meet that present participle. Okay. I will have been studying for 2 hours. Another example using the third person singular, he, the helping verb for future intention, will, and the present form of the helping verb have. Okay, will have. The past form of the helping verb be, been. The base form of the infinitive to work, work, with an ing ending for the present participle. Okay. He will have been working for hours. Both of these sentences have subjects that agree with their verbs and their helping verbs in person, number, and tense. All right, we've made it to the end of our lesson. I hope you found this big picture map of the 12 English tense aspect system helpful. Please make sure you like all the videos, show your love, show your support to the AC Visions YouTube channel, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on future lessons. Until next time, don't forget our Clark Family Homeschool model.
Strong faith, strong mind, strong body.